Boom.
Biddle it, biddle it, biddle it, biddle it, biddle it, biddle it, bro. Yes, yo. Top at league, bro. How's about that, though? You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. I can't believe how much we've got to talk about here. The most insane game ever. It's hard to digest. What a game. 4-3, obviously. Couldn't believe the last-minute equaliser. I've just been on Just Joe's show. We spoke about some stuff. The takeaway seemed to be the fact that, the Elam Meslier were at fault for the second goal. Is what it is, whatever. I can't even be asked discussing that any further than it needs to be spoke about. It's a deflected goal. The bloke's at full stretch. He's maybe, he sets his feet, don't know which way the player's going to go. It's deflected. It goes the other way. He can't reach it. It goes in. Do you know of a goal where somebody's not at fault? That's not a defensive Meslier, silent S. Then he pulls out a save, and then everybody came around to the fact it's like, oh, well, good save. Like, no, he needs to make that save. There's no, up and there's no down with it. It's like, can we just be slightly more central about stuff? It's like, really critical of that, and then really, highlight the save. Like, no, he needs to make the save. And then when he doesn't make the save, it's like, but then, there's an in-between somewhere where, but that is what it is. I can't be asked for that stuff. So it is what it is. What a game. What a mental game. It's good to know that we are now top of the league. People have been sort of surprised by Solomon, which is, was also said quite a bit. It's been said on Twitter, said on podcast a bit. I don't really understand why there's any surprise with Solomon. I think that's been coming, I think that there's definitely that in that player. I don't think there's any doubt about that. 2 goals for him's mint. Obviously, he did need to perform today, but he did, didn't he? He's shown glimpses in the last couple of games. He's been coming back from injury. I mean, Dan James, I thought, was absolutely superb. I don't know whether Nonto's been dropped necessarily. I think, most top teams in most leagues, which is what we are now, we are top at league in the Championship, so we are the top team in the Championship by definition. There's rotations involved, isn't it? So, I think if Peru don't do out next, I think he might get a start on Wednesday, and then, Farker will have a look at it, maybe go back to Joseph. JT were talking about maybe starting Bamford again, which I know will send everybody into oblivion, but I'm not a million miles away from that. I don't see why Bamford can't get a start. I know nobody likes the idea of it, just because it's on the Meslier silent S hype. Is he good enough for the Premier League? Well, who cares? We're not in the Premier League. We're in the Championship. I can't believe this is my train of thought, the way that I'm at. But it is what it is. I was really happy for Nonto coming off at bench, last minute winner. I honestly think it's could define the season. This game. I said at half time. I'm doing a shout out to everybody that was in the watch along. Games like this are the type of games that drag you to championships. You're up against it a bit. It's the type of game that you get bogged down within. We all go on about the games that we should win and shouldn't, or might be difficult, and you sort of take them ones you think, well, we'll lose. We end up winning that game, and then you think, right, we're going on a run of 3 games. Well, this is the type of game, and particularly as the season keeps progressing, that's when you really need to sort of put your foot on the neck, don't you, and really start getting a grip of it. Aronson, we could have won it last minute against Portsmouth. That had put us obviously 3 points in front now, but it's not singled out. This felt like a moment. It just felt like, well, it's going to be a long season. We're going to have some ups, some downs, but then this time we went and got it done, and I truly do think that's important. I think it's better in a sense. I don't think you can do this every week. I don't think that's good. Having said that, Ipswich did do that. They did that every single week, didn't they? Getting some last minute winners and what have you, and everybody thought they wouldn't be able to, including me, didn't think they'd be able to prolong that, but they did. But ultimately, I don't think we have to, and that's not a diss to Ipswich. They went up legitimately. They were better than us last year overall over the full season. That's what happens. People get promoted when they are a better side than you. Like a boxer, when a boxer wins, he was a better man on the night. It is what it is. I don't think we need to rely on that necessarily, though. I just think blowing teams away doesn't always do us a huge amount of favours. This idea that we come back from international break and we're a different team, it's I'm not too sure that makes any sense, to be honest. I think it's just nature at beast. I just think you get bogged down in a random game. This wasn't necessarily a random game. Any team around 10th or bottom at league, either batter them, don't you? Or you go oh my God, 70 minutes in, we're in a full-blown game here. This is difficult. But the resolve to then get a last-minute win onto, I just think that's mint. Tanaka, brilliant. He pulls ball away and just plays. I think it's Dan James plays it through. The ball from Struick to Dan James when he's breaking forward. I can't believe how often they let Solomon and James sort of break forward with no winger. I suppose with the pace James has got, and Solomon's his nippy lad. Solomon's very good on ball. He can always beat his man. It's just whether he can convert it into getting to, assists and stuff. But he's always got that 6-a-side mentality where he can sort of break break a man, do you know what I mean, get past a man from standstill, whereas most people, sort of running at a play, you think, right, beat him, like Nonto does that, James does that, even Ramazani to an extent, whereas Solomon, you feel like he can stop the ball and beat a player, like either way, it can go either way, so it's exciting. Loads of strength in depth. Joseph coming on, I thought he dilly-dallied a little bit to sort of close the game off. Yeah. Squad rotation, deep squad. I thought Tanaka were at fault for the first goal. People saying that it wasn't a foul. I'm not 100% certain it wasn't a foul. I think it's one of them ones that sort of get given. I don't want to go down the ref front. The ball gets clipped in and then Tanaka leaves his man really quite, But again, I thought Tanaka was probably the man of the match. I thought Bogle would bang at it. I thought that was genuinely the best I've seen Bogle going forward, particularly. I still think he's slightly shaky defensively, but so is fair point. It was Byram. I thought Byram's basketball play, like somebody in the chat said, that was clearly ball to hand. I thought that was absolutely legendary. Like, I out winning that header. It was like Sunday League stuff. It was mint. Bit of gamesmanship from my guy. But yeah, overall, honestly, I thought Swansea, to be fair to them, like they didn't just shut up shop and sort of try bore us to tears. It's just they seem to have this, like every single time we had sort of 10 minutes of play where you'd thought, right, here we are, we're going to crack on, we're going to push on. They sort of did well to like subdue it and like really chill the game out and really like kill the game off, but not to its death. They managed to sort of just I don't know, the centre backs were holding it a lot. And then just let it sort of simmer, settle down, stop at boiling point, and then they'd actually try and progress. I thought they were good value. I actually enjoyed the game. We don't want every single game to be like that. You either want Farke's boring for football or do you want your 4-3s. Obviously, that's good today, and you'll take it. It was meant to watch, and it's best way to go top at league. It's definitely better to watch if you just after some entertaining football. Championship football is going to be like this. We are top of the league. I truly believe we're going up as champions. I think literally by Sunday next week, in 7 days, I think we're going to pull away. We've got a game on Wednesday, game on Saturday, both winnable games. It's extremely exciting. We've got players like Ampadu to come back, Ramazani to come back like into full strength. Solomon obviously got 2 goals. It'd be interesting to see who starts on wing at weekend. Nonto coming on off at bench. I thought Aronson worked his socks off. Byram's a brilliant backup wing back. Stewart with his ball through had that element. Tanaka, Rothwell. I thought honestly, Peru, there's still a hot topic. Obviously, people are saying that we're going to have to go make some big moves in January. Whether or not we will do. Whether we need a number 9 when really we've got Peru, Joseph and Bamford. Now, I know nobody's settled on any of them at the moment, and everybody even though Joseph with the second coming, nobody's particularly settled on any of them at the moment. But ultimately, if you're dragging another one in, I think you're overcomplicating it there. I think Peru will get enough goals for us this year to just sort of nip that in the bud. But overall, I don't know why I'm not like zinging like a Tower Burger, because we are top of the league. Brilliant game to watch. There's a lot to process. I'll be watching the game again tomorrow because it was like intense. But we're on. We're top at league, boys. There's no to worry about. We're flying now. I truly think we've still got another couple of gears to go through. We're on about little nitpicky things about within the side, and we're top at league. It's a really good position to be in. Well, being top at league, of course, it's a good position to be in. Let's go, boys. Ain't nobody down round here. Boys and Bob signing out. Peace.
Boom.
JackCity, bitch! JackCity, bitch! Hey!
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is. Don't wanna ever feel surprised. That's why I ask no.